Hello students, welcome to Physics is Easy YouTube channel. Here we will be trying to solve as many problems of physics as we can from the JEE Mains PYQ questions, NEET, JEE Advanced, and I will also try to solve all your doubts. You can freely post your comments or any kind of doubts in the comment section of the YouTube channel, and I will try my best to reply them. So today we will be starting off with some of the questions which has been asked very recently in the JEE Mains JEE Mains examination, January to February attempt, and all these questions that we will be solving today will be from electrostatics. As you can see, the first question on the screen, it's a very easy question. Here you can see I have written the difficulty level of each questions, so you can get a clear idea which type of questions and what is the level of the questions they are asking. So the first question, you can see that C1 and C2 are two hollow concentric cubes enclosing charges 2q and 3q respectively as shown in the figure. The ratio of the electric flux passing through C1 and C2 is. They have asked us to find the ratio of the electric flux which is going to pass through the smaller cube C1 and the larger cube C2. Okay, so we will be using here the concept of Gauss's law, as you know, according to which the electrostatic flux, which is denoted by phi E, is equals to charge enclosed divided by epsilon naught. And as you know, the epsilon naught stands for absolute permittivity of free space. And so for C1 cube, as you can see, the smaller cube, they have said that the charge enclosed by it is only 2q. So we'll be writing 2q divided by epsilon naught, very easy. Similarly, for the larger cube C2, i.e. C2, you can write it like this, C1 is equals to, this will be the charge enclosed independently by C2, as well as since C1 is inside C2, so its charge, that is 2q charge, will also be added. So it will be total 3q plus 2q divided by epsilon naught. So we will be getting 5q divided by epsilon naught. Okay, and now just before finding the ratio, always have a look on the sequence. First C1, then C2. Okay, so the ratio will be phi E C1 divided by phi E C2. As you can see, all these terms are common in both of them. So when we will be cancelling, when we will be taking the ratio, this will cancel out and we will be left with 2 by 5 only. So this is the answer. Let's see whether it is matching with the answer key. So I am having the answer key, and yeah, 2 by 5 is a verified answer. Okay, so you can see how easy this question is. You just need to brush up your concepts. You don't need to write these things also. If you know the concepts really well, you can just simply do it in your mind and tick mark the correct answer. Moving on to the next question. This is a bit on the heavier side. You can say moderate question. You can see I have labeled its difficulty as moderate. So here you can see the question is, force between 2 point charges Q1 and Q2 placed in vacuum at r centimeter apart is F. and we have been asked to find the force between the same two charges when they are placed in a medium with a dielectric constant. Just remember one thing: the dielectric constant is sometimes used in place of epsilon r. I am sure you know what is this. This is relative permittivity. So the formula that we know, it is actually epsilon m, which means permittivity of a particular medium is equals to epsilon naught, which is the absolute permittivity of free space, multiplied with epsilon r. And sometimes this epsilon r is replaced with dielectric constant, like what has been done here. So epsilon m for this particular medium, it becomes 5 times epsilon naught, and we have been asked to find the force between the same two charges in the dielectric medium, and these times the two charges which were earlier separated by r centimeter, they are now separated by r by 5 centimeter. Okay, so according to the Coulomb's law, force between two charges separated by a distance r is given by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 divided by r square. Now for the particular medium and for the second case, you can say 1 by 4 pi, this will become epsilon m. The charges will remain the same, q1 and q2, but the distance between the two charges have now become r by 5. So just squaring it, you will get r square by 25. So 25 is on the denominator and it will go straight away. It's 1 by 1 by 25. So it will go above, as you know, in the numerator. So we are left with 25 q1 q2 divided by 4 pi. You can just replace this epsilon m by 5 times epsilon naught, and r square remains as it is. 5 and this 25 cancels out, 5 remains on the numerator, so you can just write it like 5 q1 q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. And if you look very carefully, this term is nothing but the previous expression for force, so it will become 5F. See, it's very easy, just normal calculations. So the answer will be A. Okay, now moving on to the next question. This is also a bit moderate question, not so easy. You will have to know some concepts before attempting these type of questions, otherwise you can get negative marking if you do them incorrectly. But they are easy, very easy, once you know all the concepts. Particle of charge minus q and mass m moves in a circle of radius r around an infinitely long line charge of linear charge density lambda, positive lambda. Do you know why this minus q and plus lambda has been given? When you are having, sorry, when you are having a line charge, infinitely long line charge of positive lambda linear charge density and a minus q charge, then only there will be a force of attraction between them. And you can see they have asked us to find the time period. And what does this time period stands for? Actually, what will happen, you will have to understand what will happen if this kind of system is given to us. They have said that this will move in a circle. Because of the force of attraction, that this minus q charge will you can say experience, because you have to understand this line charge is infinitely long. It's a very long line charge. It will not move from its place. Okay, it's static. But on the other hand, this minus q charge, as it will be experiencing a force of attraction, you can just relate it with the centripetal force of attraction. Okay, so the centripetal force of attraction, what does it do? It just forces a particle to move in a circular motion, uniform circular motion. Here also the minus q charge, due to the force of attraction, which is actually due to the Coulombic force of attraction, it will move in a circle. Okay, and we can just relate it with the centripetal force of acceleration, because we have been provided the mass of the charged particle m, and we can find out the time period from there. We will have to first find out the radius, or you can say the velocity with which it will be moving, and then we can find everything. Here we will have to find the time period actually. So first of all, what is the force of attraction? This will be regarding the force of attraction, you can do it in two ways just, but here I will be doing only with one way, that is I will be considering the magnitude only. Okay, so the minus sign I will be neglecting. Why the minus sign is given, I have told you, just to show that there will be a force of attraction. Other than that, it is having no special role in this type of questions. Okay, so the force here, it will be charge times electric field, and I hope you remember this. The electric field, due to a long, infinitely long uh, charge carrying wire, this will be at a distance r. Let this distance be r. Okay, electric field will be given by, at a distance r, electric field, you can just write in bracket r as a function of r. As r changes, the electric field will also change. It will be 2k lambda divided by r. Just remember this. Okay, this is very, very, very important, very easy. 2k lambda by r. So the force becomes 2k lambda q divided by r, and this force will also, because the charged particle is moving in a circular motion, this will also be equal to the centripetal force mv square by r. From here the two r's cancel out, and you can just find the expression of velocity, which is nothing but 2k lambda q divided by m, its root. Okay, and now we have been asked to find the time period, and you know that p equals to 2 pi r by v. 2 pi r is the distance, or you can say the circumference of a circle, and v is the linear velocity. So dividing the distance by velocity, we'll be getting the time period. So 2 pi r, and we have already calculated velocity, so we can just write its reciprocal here. That will be m divided by 2k lambda q. This should be the answer. Let us just check whether it is matching with any option. First option, no. Second option, 2 pi r is on the denominator. Third option, no. Fourth option, yeah. So you can clearly see that the fourth option is completely matching with our answer. So this is a correct answer, and let me just check whether the answer key is also telling the same answer, and yeah, the answer key is also saying that the answer is D. So let's move on to the last question of the day. It's very, very easy, And what is the question? Two charges q and 3q are separated by a distance r in air. Okay. At a distance x from charge q, the resultant electric field is 0. The value of x is okay. First of all, you will have to know one thing. What this is called, in other words, the electric field is 0. The resultant electric field is 0. This type of point where the resultant electric field is 0, these are called neutral points. Okay. This is an extra theory tip which I am giving you. In near future, in any examination, they can just replace this statement with this definition, or you can say this term. Okay. And if you don't know what it is, you may just lose very easy 4 marks, as you can see. So neutral point is a point where the resultant electric field is 0. Okay. Remember it. This is very important. So we have to just find a point in between the two charges q and 3q, which are separated actually by a distance r in air. So no dielectric medium we have to worry about. And at a distance x from the charge q, the resultant electric field is 0. Okay. So we have to find the value of x. You can just draw a rough diagram. So this is q, this is 3q. Let this point be the neutral point, which is at a distance x from the smaller charge. And since the total distance is r, so obviously the remaining distance is going to be r minus x. Okay. So now just we will be, since the if you just put on a test charge here q naught, this q charge will repel it towards right side. This 3q charge will repel it towards left side. So obviously both the forces will be opposing to each other. So we can just write, let this force be E1, or not force, I am writing the electric field, E1, and let this force be E2. And the resultant of, not force, again I am saying it force, actually this is electric field. Electric field experienced at this point due to charge 3q is E2, which is pointing in the left direction, or you can say negative x direction. So the resultant of both the electric fields E1 plus E2 must be 0, okay, according to the question. And E1 is going out to be K. I am considering K as a constant, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. I am not writing that again. Okay, so K Q divided by x square, this is positive, okay, because it is pointing on the positive x direction, plus minus k 3q, obviously minus because the electric field at this point due to the 3q charge is pointing in the negative x direction, divided by, so the distance is r minus x, its whole square is equals to 0. Now we can simply solve this question. It's a very easy question. First of all, we can just remove the common terms, and this term on going to the right hand side, this minus will become positive, so we will be left with 1 by x square is equals to 3 divided by r minus x whole square. We can just take the reciprocal of both the sides, and we will be getting x square is equals to r minus x whole square divided by this 3, you can write it like root 3 whole square. So dropping off the square from both the sides, you will be getting root 3x is equals to r minus x. So x is becoming r divided by 1 plus root 3. This should be the answer. Let us check. So yeah, C option, r divided by 1 plus root 3. So you can see all these questions are very easy if you have practice. You don't even have to write these things in any piece of paper. You can just do them in your mind. You can straight away mark the correct answer and you can get 4 marks. But if you are not so confident on your calculation, I would recommend you to just write 2 or 3 steps so that you don't make any mistake in the calculation and just lose this kind of easy 4 marks and instead get 1 marks as a negative. That hurts, really hurts in these kind of competitive examinations. And each marks matters. So you can see we have solved 4 questions very quickly in a very small span of time. We will be meeting in the next video, and you are free to write any doubt in the comment section. You can also make some recommendations on which topic we should be making the video. But if you don't, then I will be bringing a similar type of video where there will be, I think, 5 to 7 questions, and next time we will be doing it from mechanics or optics, or maybe from the waves, anything. But you are free to give any kind of recommendation in the comment section. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. It's a very new channel. It's your channel, you can say that. You are a member, and you are always free to ask any kind of doubt.